Howdy everybody, this is Bake with IronThroneCraft.com. This is part 2 of Dark Moon from this month, January 2021. And this is when we got to the Imperishable Fortress. As you can see, we're all porting in right now. And yesterday I showed us fighting and taking the level 7 tile next to the fortress. Now this is the fortress battle. And it was a clash of the titans. This is one of the best capital battles I've ever been in Iron Throne. It was a ton of fun. The catch about this is that, as I'll show here in a little bit, you get 30 minutes to take it. You either have to hold it for 15 minutes straight, or at the end of 30 minutes, whoever is holding it will keep it. That will come into play, as you'll see, because this is a clash. Like I said, 200 million troops on each side hitting each other over and over and over again. Spamming fillers, trying to burn them out so that you can get their marches out. Adjusting for stats, everything else like that, checking reports nonstop. The Imperishable Fortress battle in this Dark Moon, this one right here, was epic. Tomorrow I'll show you part 3. Part 3 is going to be us, one alliance, fighting against multiple alliances on multiple tiles and trying to hold against them. So I'll show you that, and it actually comes into play a whole lot because of the points. So you saw right there, we poured it in, all of us got here, we took the fortress. That's what just happened. So we took it now. We have to hold it for 15 minutes in order for it to cap to us. If we get knocked out, then the timer resets, as I went over. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going and I'm setting up secondary heroes. And with these secondary heroes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to burn fillers out. So as you can see, I cut it a little bit right there. But we're down to, now we need 12 minutes. Here is the hit where we knocked him out. You see it was 119 to 134. We only won by 2 million troops, though, if you saw that. We had 89 million left over, they had 87 million. So here it comes. I cut at the wrong time right there, sorry about that. We held that one. Here's the report from it. 105 to 128. As you see, we won big time on that one because now we're holding. So as I showed in the video yesterday, we get to put more troops in because we are holding. You get more troops on defense. So we took it by 2 million troops. It was razor thin, incredibly close. As you can see, here comes another rally from AVE. Super's hitting us with 206 million troops. Bounces them out. I'm going to refresh my troops. You've seen me do this a million times at this point. And pour it in. So now we're down to 10 minutes. Cut it again. Here comes the next rally. 7 minutes left. We need to hold for another 7 minutes. Super hits us. Or no, arrow hit us right there. Knocks us out. See all of our snails and bunnies running and slamming away. This was the hit that we lost right here. See, we lost 152 million to their 120 million. So that was 218 million troops holding. We lost 150 million though. I mean, hit us like a freight train on that one. Go look at the details. I scroll down through all the troops again because I still haven't learned that I can just click the buff info button over on the right. But I'm also checking and making sure that it's not a bunch of infantry coming at us to see if he switched over to that. Because I do want to make sure he's not hitting us with aspirin. Like I said yesterday, we would need to adjust for that. So I'm scrolling through and I'm looking for where the difference in the stats are. And this is the difference right here. Troop attack when attacking, defense when attacking, HP when attacking. That's Radiant gear is what that is. Radiant has an advantage on attacking because of those extra attack stats. And I'm not sure what else changed, but it was a massive, massive difference, as you saw. Lost 152 million troops. That's one of the hardest we've been hit in a capital there. So that was a big one. Now we're going to obviously try to rally it back. They now have to hold it for another 15 minutes, as I showed you. I'm still going in and looking at the reports, trying to see what the big difference was. But the bottom line is that Radiant gear made a massive difference. So now we're going to try to take it back within the next 15 minutes. Because if AVE holds it for 15 minutes, obviously they're going to hold it. We hit that time. We actually got capped, as you saw. We lost 130 million troops. We got capped on that one. So it's not looking good right now, considering that. We hit with 205 million troops. We lost 133 million, and it was a massive defeat. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start trying to burn out fillers. So here is the next hit. We set the rally. We're rallying in. They need 8 more minutes. We knock them out because of some adjustments we made. So that's what we're doing. And also we burned out a couple of fillers. I'll show you that here in just a second. So overall, like I said, this is a Clash of the Titans going back and forth. We knocked them out that time because we burned out some fillers. We got a couple less than 30 in there. So now we're all refreshing the marches, everything else like this. Unfortunately, I mess up right here. Oops. Arrow took the fortress from us, and I was in between recordings right there. So he took it from us very, very shortly after that, and that's what that was. So now they're holding it. They've got to hold for 14 minutes in order to cap. You see, we've got 9 minutes left on this battle. In 9 minutes, it will end. So now it's no longer somebody holding it for 15 minutes. It's whoever holds it at the end of that 9 minutes. So we're going to start trying to time things in order to use that to make sure that we're the ones that end up with the fortress. But overall, the way these battles are going, it's just back and forth, back and forth. We're hitting each other over and over and over again. So here comes our hit. As I said, we got 9 minutes now. We hit, we bounce, all of our snails go sliding off in that direction. Here's the hit. We got capped again. We lost 136 million. That time we sent 210 million, though. So we've got 210 million attacking. They've probably got 220, 230 somewhere in there. So now we're up to almost 450 million troops running into each other over and over and over and over again. So we're down to 8 minutes now. We need to take it within the next 8 minutes. So Tess is making some adjustments on gear, other stuff like that, and we're going to keep on trying this. Obviously, we're not just going to let it go. So I try to even out my march a little bit more because I've been sending lower cab this whole time. And we're going to fill this rally up, and we're going to try to hit it again. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go and I'm going to look at smaller players over here. So we see Wolfie right here. He's like 260 million, or 260 billion power. And what you can do in Dark Moon is if you break somebody's wall, they'll pour it out. If they're reinforcing a capital or a rally, a sanctuary or a rally, when they pour it out, it removes their troops. So that's why you're seeing these solo marches flying all over the place. We see that Wolfie's stout, though. He only lost like 7 million troops. He's got 70 million left. It would take forever to break his wall. So I'm going to continue hitting smaller players, just trying to find somebody that has low troops. If they've got low troops, I'm going to try to break their wall, and everybody else is going to try to break their wall as well and get them ported out. Because that is a very, very good strategy in Dark Moon, which is send your rally while you send your rally. So here, aside, we hit right here. We actually won that one, if you saw that. We won that hit right there. We killed more troops than we lost. But because of the number of troops defending, they still had more troops left over. And so, but now we know that we've made a proper adjustment. We know that we can knock them out. We've just got to hit them. And I don't know, whoever's in my line channel knows my strategy in situations like this. My strategy in situations like this is, when in doubt, hit them in the face over and over and over and over again. And so that's what we're going to do. We see that we've got it very, very close now, and we're just going to start jackhammering, basically. We're going to hit over and over. We got 208 million troops in this one. We hit. There's only a few minutes left on this tile now, so it's really, really time for us to take it. That time, we knocked him out. It completed my Inferno. Good job, me. See all the snails and all the bunnies running away? We're going to refresh because we know they're going to be setting a rally almost immediately and trying to take it back from us because the timer is ticking down at this point. And the battles are incredibly close. So while all this is going on, we've got a lot of our players soloing their players. They've also got a lot of players soloing our players out as well. That's why whenever you see me look at that rally screen like a minute ago, and the status there, you see the number fluctuating, and it's because somebody would fill a rally and then they'd get smoked, and their troops would leave. So arrow hits us again, we bounce them, see all their bunnies and snails, a couple satyrs in there as well, running away. But it's getting really close, so now we're refreshing, because this is a very, very important hit. There's only like 3 minutes left at this point, as you saw right there. So we're trying to get it all done. I'm going in and I'm adjusting my gear to try to burn, because at this point, I have been incredibly ineffective at burning out fillers. Other people are doing better a job at it than I am. I'm a little bit distracted as well, though, just because I'm looking at the reports every single time. So now I'm going to hit Wolfie again, and I'm just going to start spamming into him, and or spamming into their fillers and trying to find somebody to kill. So hit Tasha like that. See, killed 10 million, so that's doing a little bit better. But they've all got a decent number of troops. So arrow lands again. We bounce him again. We refresh. See, we lost 135 million, though. I mean, it's getting nasty in terms of troop count. You just saw me go and buy some more troops as well. But I go and I look at the battle here. See, we lost 135. We killed 128, but we won because of the troop count. So we actually lost that last hit against arrow. And so what I'm doing now is I'm going in and I'm going to yell in AC to tell everybody refresh, get their troops maxed out, because we have to have enough troops in there in order to hold. Like, it is the very tail end of the tile. You see how the troop count's fluctuating. We got up to 214 million. You're going to see that change over and over. It's 217 million as people adjust. I am trying to reset the defense captain, because sometimes that lags out pretty hard, and it's hard to get that defense captain set, which you got to do whenever the person holding the fortress pulls. So arrow lands right there, knocks us out. Not good for us. See that? There's a minute and a half left until this tile is done. So we have to take this fortress within the next 1.5 minutes, or we lost our fortress battle. The Imperishable Fortress will remain with AVE. Now, like I said in the video yesterday, this battle didn't really matter to AVE that much. I think at this point they've kind of got it in the bag because they won the kill event. And unless you won a kill event, you weren't going to win the Darkmoon event. But we still want the fortress so we can fight for second or third place. Because if you're not going to do the best that you possibly can, why are you playing a video game? So, anyways, so what we're doing now is we're filling it up, we're watching the timer, we're on a call, we're sitting there and we're holding it, and we know that we have to take this on this rally. This rally must succeed, or we will not take the Imperishable Fortress. So we've got it filled up to 208 million, which I think is one of our larger rallies. Ended up being this last one right here. So with less than a minute left, the rally lands, and we knock them out. As soon as we knock them out, you see me fat finger over there because I'm so excited because we just took the fortress and I'm a nerd. So reinforce it, fill it back up, we get it in there, and then that is pretty much the end of it because they're going to obviously set a rally. We've got to get our troops in. They're trying to fill a rally as quickly as possible. And I'm just making sure that we have this thing full. See, we're only at 158, 188, 192. We're trying to get it filled back up because we know that there is going to be a last-ditch effort rally coming our direction. But they don't end that marching up, so I was wrong about that. Anyways, that's why it turned over to gold. You see me being a loser in Alliance Chat. That was the best capital fight I think I've ever been in, just in terms of going back and forth. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Part 3 of Darkmoon is coming tomorrow, and in that one, you're going to see a whole lot of coordination on our part in order to keep multiple sanctuaries filled.